Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
We brought into the studio Myriam Joire. Myriam, thank you very much for being here.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Now, better now that I see this. What is this, an activité?
Yeah, so depending on how you say it, people say Withings, some people say Withings. I say Withings, but the Withings Activité is a high-quality Swiss watch. If you look at me here, Brian, real quick, you know, it looks like I'm just wearing a watch. There's no display on this. It's a mechanical watch, Swiss-made.
So there's no LCD hiding behind the hands
nothing,
here.
No trickery here. And the idea is that it's a fitness tracker, gives you feedback on your goal, and it syncs over Bluetooth LE with an iOS or Android phone, of course.
So that feedback's going to come on another device. And there's nothing on the watch.
There is feedback on the watch.
There is.
And I'll show you in a second. Yes. So I'm going to put it down here. Here we go. So as you can see, it is a beautiful. Let me see. There we are. So let me try to put it maybe in a way that you guys can all see. Whoa, this is hard to do. Here we go. Is that good?
That's good.
So this is a really beautiful watch. As you can see,
very well designed.
It is a sapphire glass. You know, if you bump it, the hands readjust themselves because they're stepper motors. It's got a stainless steel, 316 stainless steel, high quality polished enclosure. It's waterproof to 5 atmospheres. You can see up here, there's a little button you can push with a paper clip, and that's actually to pair it with your phone.
It's got quite a pronounced bulge.
It does have a bulge, but it runs on a single CR2025 battery.
Okay.
Lithium disposable battery that runs for about 8 months.
Okay.
Right? So you notice though that there is no crown or anything to do any adjustments other than this little pairing button. That's because it's paired with your phone, as I said, iOS or Android, and it gets its time synchronized from the phone. So when you go through time zones, it changes the time. And I don't know if you can see, maybe can you make the camera a little brighter? Bump the gain on it a bit so we can see the hands.
Yeah, actually just angle it a tiny bit up. And
that's better though, yeah.
Yeah.
We can see the detail now of the
I like the motion on that.
So you can see the time there. There's a white one with there we go, that's better. There's a white one with a brown leather band too, and this is black. It comes originally with a black leather band, but I've replaced it with, included in the box is a silicone band, because this is waterproof so you can go swimming with it. Now you'll notice there's a second dial inserted here with an orange needle. And that's the cool thing about this watch, is that it shows you goal that you set on software on your phone, on the Withings app, and it tells you how far along your goal you are. Obviously I haven't been walking and done too much today yet, but I'll try to catch up later. And my goal is 10,000 steps, so I've done about a quarter of that today. And it gives you that feedback as you go, and it resets at midnight every night. And so it's got accelerometers built in, and all the sensors you'd expect for a fitness tracker. You
know, there's some people in the chat room who are saying that it seems to be a very conservatively designed device, and I don't think there's something wrong with that. That's the idea. This is the smartwatch that doesn't look smart.
It's not really a smartwatch because it doesn't give you notifications, doesn't even show you the date. Right? It shows the time. The time is automatic because it's time zone set, and it shows you your activity level. And that's the idea, is that you want to get some feedback about where you're at with your health, but you don't want to necessarily change what the goal was of you getting a timepiece in the first place, which was just to tell the time. So it's a new, interesting approach. Now, it costs quite a bit of money. This is a $450 watch. And it's because it's sapphire and high quality stainless steel, and it comes with a beautiful leather band as well as this. But there's a cheaper version that came out recently. I think it was launched at CES, called the Activité Pop. It's exactly the same design. It looks very similar, comes in different colors, but it's $150.
Okay, see, that's closer to what I'd be able to afford. But
you get a glass, you don't get sapphire. You get a PVD coated enclosure, not stainless steel machined, etc., etc., etc. But functionally, they're identical.
But Myriam, at $450, it tells me that they're selling me a timepiece that has some activity tracking.
That's exactly
that's what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
How would you stack this up against other timepieces in that price?
Well, I'm not a watch person. You know, I'm a smartwatch person. So for me, this is kind of useless in the sense that it doesn't have notifications.
Right.
But I've been wearing it alongside a smartwatch, like either my Pebble or my Moto 360. And I have to say that one of the things I love about it is the activity tracking is not just steps. You can set it to track a whole bunch of things, like it can detect whether you're on a bicycle, whether you're swimming, whether you're running, whether you're walking, whether you're sleeping. And their activities, their sleeping tracking is really, really good. So it's been very, very impressed. Let me show you quickly on the app here how this works, because it gave me some of the best activity sleeping tracking I've ever done. So let me show you real quick here. So here is an example of, whoa. There we go, sorry. I try to help you there, Brian. I'll let you center this, okay? So as you can see here, you've got my daily steps, and here's my sleep, and this is really exciting. This was the other night, not last night, but the night before. You can see
there's a little bit of tossing and turning going on.
Yeah, you can see my light sleep, my deep sleep, my awake time. I went to the bathroom here, and it was like 8:30 in the morning. Screw it, I'm going back to sleep. And look, I succeeded. I actually got some deep sleep until my alarm went off. And if you look, it tells you the time. So my alarm went off at exactly, like as you can see, 8:57. So at 9 o'clock, and then I just light sleep. I kept hitting the snooze button, basically. So it's really interesting. And my quality of sleep, 90%. So basically I achieved almost my 8 hours that I was trying to set out. Now, this is not reflected by the needle on the watch, but it's tracked by their sensors.
Does it need to be paired in order to store this, or does it store it up?
There's no pairing process. It uses the beacons technology, so Bluetooth LE, and so it's interesting that never appears paired on any device. In fact, I have it simultaneously hooked up to my iPhone and my Android device, and both of them sync. So
it's just broadcasting, basically.
Yeah, and then it does.
But if the app is not on, it's not collecting that data.
Well, no, it's collecting the data on the watch.
Okay.
If I'm sleeping, my phones are usually off completely. In the morning, you can see it sync, which is really great. In fact, I'm not exactly sure now how it does it, but every now and then you see it say syncing, and it gets the info, which is really cool. So let's see if it'll actually do a sync. It just seems to pull the data whenever it needs to, which I think is really interesting. But I like the sleep tracking, I like the activity tracking, and the fact that it gives you feedback. And because now that they have this cheaper model, that the Activité Pop, which comes in different colors, and it comes by default with a silicone band, I think this is something that might be worthwhile for people who don't care about the notifications. They just want a lovely watch that gives them some feedback on their activity. Okay,
Myriam, you got a bottom line it for me. Give me the pros and the cons.
So there's a couple of things I want to add. The pros, it's beautiful. Even the cheaper one, I saw at CS, gorgeously made design. Other pro, no charging, right?
Right.
You just put a new battery every 8 months or so. The battery you can buy anywhere, right? CR2025, it's basically a standard watch battery. Other advantage, it's simple. It's not trying to do your kitchen sink, do everything on your wrist device. It tells you the time, it tells you the status of your activity tracking. What I don't like about it is, well, no notifications. But, maybe I'm asking, it's not what this product was designed for. But for me, having, been wearing smartwatches for a while now, it would be nice to even have 2 or 3 of these dials that show you how many notifications, maybe just, not even the notifications themselves, but like a dial that says, this is how busy your inbox is right now. Or be able to reprogram this dial, so instead of showing me my activity goal for the day, it shows me, well, this is how, messed up your inbox is right now. Or this is your server status in health, good or bad if you're an IT person. Having Withings provide that functionality would be great. So the bad is no notifications. The band isn't long enough. So this is the optional that comes in the box, silicone band, and I'm on the second notch. I cannot wear the leather one that came with it out of the box. And my wrists are not that huge. To me, that's a huge misstep. I mean, the Moto 360, Pebble, all the other watches out there, you can buy them and they fit almost anyone.
So it's been made for really small people.
Yes, and I don't understand how that's even possible. But the redemption here is that, as you can see in the back, these come off really easily. They're standard 18mm wide bands. You can go to any watch store, any department store and buy a band. Leather, canvas, even metal bands are available, so you have some options. But that to me is a drawback, that they didn't think of that in some way or another when they shipped it.
Other cons?
That's it, really. It's you know, no notifications. Would be nice to reprogram that needle to show you something more interesting, and the band issue when you get it, the strap issue when you get it out of the box.
All right, the Withings or Withings Activité. Buy, try, or don't buy?
I would say this is a try, and I think primarily because it's not going to meet everybody's needs. I think that especially our audience tends to be tech savvy and, you know, expects a smartwatch or a smart wearable device to do a little more, right? Maybe notifications, all that. So, but some will find this a great fit because they don't need to be, you know, a buzzing thing on their wrist all the time. This does not buzz at all. So, yeah.
Well, there you have it, the Withings Activité. If you are looking for a beautiful watch with some smart features rather than a smartwatch with jewelry options, then maybe it's a try.